What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, we've already got some legislation passed. Liberals and the mainstream news, they railed and railed and railed against the 118th Congress, saying, oh, it was the most chaotic Congress, the most ineffective Congress. They didn't do anything at all. Well, you know what? Just days into this Congress, the 119th Congress, we already have some decent legislation passed. Let's check this out, y'all. Check it. House passes immigration measure named after Laken Riley. So we covered this. As a matter of fact, I forget how many months ago it was, the Laken Riley Act, that right to get rid of criminal aliens that commit crimes in this country, theft in particular, because of Jose Ibarra, right? He went up to New York. He got bussed up to New York, stole some stuff, got into a car wreck, and then went down to Georgia and did his thing down in Georgia, if you know what I mean. So they put together this legislation that says that you're going to get deported if you get busted for stealing stuff, aggravated crimes, theft, blah, 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 blah. You get it, right? So this blows my mind, too. 159 Democrats. We'll get into that. Let's get into this right quick. Check this out, y'all. House Republicans focused their attention on the border with their first bill of the year, passing legislation named after the slain Georgia student Laken Riley that would require detention of migrants arrested for theft. The legislation cleared the chamber in a 264 to 159 vote, with 48 Democrats joining all Republicans in support. The Senate is expected to take up the legislation this week. What does that tell you? 159 Democrats voted against this bill. Okay, so to me, that sounds like those 159 Democrats are just evil. They don't care about your safety at all, which is absurd. Why would they vote against a piece of legislation that says if you come into this country illegally, this is for criminal aliens, and you commit a crime, theft, you get immediately booted out. You don't pass go, you don't get $200, you don't get none of that. You go straight to jail. Then you get booted out of this country. Why would they vote against this? If you come into, right, they already broke the law to get here. So why would we want these people to stay if they come in here and continue to break the law? These Democrats are just nuts, y'all. Dubbed the Laken Riley Act, the legislation honors the woman killed by a Venezuelan migrant who was arrested for shoplifting ahead of the attack and paroled in the country. Riley's birthday would have been Friday, which is the same day the Senate may take up the bill. Tuesday's vote marked the second time in a year that the House cleared the legislation. Republicans and a small group of Democrats approved the bill in March, but it languished amid opposition in the Democratic-controlled Senate. Yeah, they didn't even take it up, as a matter of fact. With Republicans now holding majorities in both chambers and President-elect Trump set to be sworn in to the White House later this month, GOP lawmakers are making another attempt at moving the measure. We've been very focused on border security. The Laken Riley Act makes it clear if you're committing crimes in America against people, it's not going to be tolerated, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise told reporters Tuesday. Now with Senate Majority Leader John Thune saying he's going to bring it up in the Senate as early as this week, we can actually get that bill signed into law. Yes, this is going to be great. Once again, folks, when you have all the pieces in place, you can move like nothing else. Move like butter on a hot pan, for goodness sakes. Oh my goodness. Get ready, y'all. We're going to pass some great legislation, hopefully. I don't put a whole hell of a lot of trust in a lot of Republicans, but I do put some trust in some Republicans, and those Republicans happen to be at the top of the Republican ticket right now. So, yeah, I think we're going to be doing some moving and some shaking and getting some things accomplished that are very, very good for this country. Get this country back on track because it's really needed. This country is burning right now. Once again, like if we were to continue going in the way that we were going, in the next few years, we're going to be pretty much presiding over the ashes right now. Some of this bickering back and forth about H-1B visas, to me, that just seems like, you're in a burning house. The house is burning down around you, and you're worried about the painting on the wall if that matches the paint on the wall. Right? You got a picture right here. They're sitting there bickering over if it matches or not. Should we keep that up? Your freaking house is burning down back here. But that's all they're worried about, it seems like. But hey, it is what it is. The bill requires detention of a broad swath of migrants, including those permitted to enter the U.S. to seek asylum, if they have been accused of theft, burglary, or shoplifting. Right? You notice how they said migrants, including those permitted to. Yeah, if you come in here on asylum and you commit a crime, why would anybody think that we're just going to go ahead and process them as if they're a regular citizen? Why would we want to keep you here? If we open our doors to you, right, say, oh, you feel danger in your own country, well, you can come over here, we'll take care of you, and then you break our laws? Huh? And that's their argument, too. It's because it includes asylum seekers. They're so worried about virtue signaling over here. Like, oh, well, we can't just kick them out of the country because they broke a law. Why? Why not? That's what I don't get. These people are insane, y'all. 159 Democrats. That's our House of Representatives. But it has sparked concern among immigration advocates because the bill requires detention of immigrants as soon as they are charged or arrested for those crimes, when prosecutors have secured a conviction. Sorry about that, y'all. Yes, of course. You're right. You're skating on thin ice. You're already in this country. You're not supposed to be here, right? I know asylum seekers, technically, they're not supposed to be here. But we open our door to you, and if you're going to commit a crime, yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about due process. I'm sorry. Just because you come into this country, you ask us to open our doors because you fear for your safety in your own country. Then you come over here, you get yourself caught up in some garbage. You're not afforded the same rights as everybody else in this country. Why don't you keep yourself out of trouble? That's what I have to say about that. Sorry. That's in part a response to Jose Ibarra, sentenced in November to life in prison for killing Riley, who avoided a conviction on shoplifting after being sent to a diversion program. That is right. So, once again, that's why I say I really don't care, because like I mentioned in my last video, you've got all these Soros-backed DAs, this World Economic Forum agenda, these global elitists, right? For some reason, they want chaos in the United States. They want destruction in the United States. They want to see our country burn to the freaking ground so they can rebuild it anew in their image with a global government. Yeah, we don't want that. That's what the intent of this is. That's the only intent I can see. Because soft on crime doesn't work. That's ridiculously just stupid on its face. Soft on crime. Oh, you're going to give them second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chances. Just keep giving them chances infinitely. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. You commit crimes, you go to jail. That is how the law works. I'm sorry. Like I was getting at, though, you got all these Soros-backed soft-on-crime DAs just letting people go. Violent people, letting them go. And then they go and commit more crimes. Well, I'm sorry. If you're an asylum seeker or a criminal alien or an immigrant or anybody, you break a law, you're let go. Why would you go commit more crimes? Right, for these people coming in, asking us to open our doors, like I was saying, and you break a law, you do not deserve to be here. I am sorry. That is it. I don't care about if you've had, your jurisprudence yet, any of that. Yeah, I don't care about due process at that point. Due process is out the door. We've had way too many of these people coming into the country. I'm sorry, things are just way too bad. We have our own criminals to worry about. Nonetheless, critics fear migrants would be placed in detention without due process. So what? So what? They can sit in detention while we process while we process their dues. This is a radical departure from current law, which since 1996 has generally required mandatory detention only for persons who are criminally convicted or who admit to having committed certain serious crimes. That is, when criminal guilt is certain and established beyond a reasonable doubt, said Jamie Raskin, the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee. Yeah, he's also the same guy that was talking about having a coup attempt. That's the same guy that was talking about not certifying the election because Donald Trump is obviously not eligible to be president. He's talking about civil war condition. That's the same guy. Yeah, we don't care about what you say, Jamie Raskin. We know you have an agenda. You have these lobbyists that are lobbying you for some reason to vote against this, to come out and speak out against this. Well, that goes against American principles. That goes against the rule of law. Sorry. You don't get the same due process rights that everybody else gets, especially if you entered this country illegally. Sorry. Under this bill, a person who has lived in the United States for decades, say for most of her life, paid taxes, and bought a home, who is mistakenly arrested for shoplifting, would not be free to resume her life, but rather would be detained and deported, even if the charges are dropped. Yeah. Yes, if they came into this country illegally, lived here for 20 freaking years, paid taxes, yes, if they broke the law, yes, kick them out. Most definitely. Why would you advocate against this, Jamie Raskin? What is wrong in your brain? Where did the logic port of your brain get disconnected? Like, when did that happen, dude? Because that makes no logical sense. Somebody who's in this country illegally and they break a law, you're saying, oh, just because they've been here for 20 years and haven't committed a crime yet? Is that your argument? Really? Insane, y'all. Insane. Raskin then noted that many Republicans have expressed their own doubts about the legal system when it comes to Trump's run-ins with the law. What? That was totally... What? Okay, sure, fine, whatever. It seems to me passing strange, Mr. Speaker, that our friends are taking this position when they do not even believe the criminal justice system can be trusted when a jury unanimously convicts someone who has had the best legal representation money can buy in the state of New York on 34 felony criminal counts after an extended criminal trial with all due process protections, lies, including cross-examination and the right to counsel being afforded, he said. He just lied outright on that. Right? We all know for a fact that trial was a sham. He got his due process rights violated a couple of times. Right? The jury instructions themselves violated his due process rights. The fact that they would not state the underlying crime violated his due process rights. So what is Jamie Raskin talking about? Sure, he got the right to counsel, but you think that the right to counsel and cross-examination is the end of due process? I'm sorry. This guy is a lawyer. He knows better than that. He knows exactly what went on there. He knows for a fact that this trial was a sham. And that's not an argument, by the way. Oh, Donald Trump, like, what? What are you talking about? We're talking about immigration here. We're not talking about Donald Trump, dude. Leave it to a Democrat, though, to bring up Donald Trump when we're talking about something totally different, just outright different. Like, what does Donald Trump have to do with anything about this? Nothing whatsoever. How about you bring up anything else? They don't have any arguments against this, so what do? They bring up Donald Trump. Yeah, because you can't logically argue against legislation that kicks people out who are not even supposed to be here in the first place when they break laws. There is no argument to keep those people here. I am sorry. That is just how reality works on this issue. I apologize to anybody out there that thinks otherwise. That's how I feel. And I think most people would agree with that. If you come into this country and then decide to break laws, why should we allow you to stay here, to go to court so we can spend taxpayer dollars to send you to court so you can get your due process rights and get kicked out anyway? No, I'm sorry. That's not how this is going to work. We're just going to go ahead and kick you out in the first place. I'm sorry. We gave you enough chances. We gave you an opportunity to start a new life, right? You come in from somewhere else, doesn't matter your criminal record, we'll let you in. We'll give you legal protected status if you ask to be an asylee. You can start a new life. And if you choose to ruin that new life, I'm sorry, that's it. That is it. You've got to go. And I think that is smart thinking. That's what this country needs. Tough on crime. To disincentivize these people from committing crimes. We need to disincentivize American citizens from committing crimes. I think we need tougher penalties on crimes. Outright. But that's just my opinion, and we're getting off topic, and I'm running long. So y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. This one blew my freaking mind. 159 Democrats voted against this. All because some people who aren't supposed to be here don't get due process rights. What? That's the reason you voted against this? You, my friend, are evil and insane. Just outright insane. And you have no more logic circuits in your brain. They have left you. You need to go get that checked. Get it fixed or something. Because there's something wrong. Something's disconnected up there in your brain. But y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.